Smart, again, always unconscious. The pump fake. Celtics at that point down 1, erasing a big deficit. Smart, always feeling it. The step back. Oh, the bench going crazy. Marcus Smart could not be stopped. Under 8 minutes to go. Celtics down 3. Marcus Smart again. 16 straight points for Marcus Smart. 16 of the 19 he would score on the night. Then under a minute to go, Celtics up 1. Kemba. Oh, that's not a good matchup for Serge Ibaka. Kemba would score 17, 6 boards, 4 assists. Celtics win behind a huge fourth quarter performance from Marcus Smart. They take a 2-0 lead in their series against the Raptors. Now, the defending champs have been playing exceptionally well in the bubble, except when playing Boston. Toronto was 11-0 against everyone else. They're 0-3 against the Celtics. Boston also 39-1 all time when they're up 2-0 in a best of 7. So if both trends hold, this series could be done very soon. We'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, after a 15-point fourth quarter by Chris Paul on Monday night, OKC and the Rockets will finish their series tonight in a winner-go-home Game 7. Here was Stephen A. Smith yesterday on what will happen if the Rockets should lose tonight.
There is no way in hell that Mike D'Antoni will remain as the head coach of the Houston Rockets if they lose Game 7. You let go of Chris Paul. You trade him to Oklahoma City. You think he's done. You've upgraded to Russell Westbrook, and you go into a Game 7 with James Harden not having dissipated in any way, still the superstar offensive player that he is, and you can't get out of the first round. You lose to Oklahoma City? Chris Paul, yes. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari? Really? That's why you go home? It will be over for Mike D'Antoni as head coach of the Houston Rockets if they lose this game. You can book it.
Okay, that's one way to put it. Vince Carter and Big Perk are back with me. Vince, we understand about the coach, but you know what it's like to be a team's superstar and all of the pressure that comes with that. If the Rockets should lose this Game 7 and go out in this first round, how much of that is on James Harden, and what do you think the fallout would be?
Well, of course, a lot of it's going to be on the coach. First and foremost, that's just the way it goes. And secondly, of course, you're gonna put the onus on James Harden and maybe Westbrook being out, but mostly James Harden. He's the superstar guy. He's the go-to guy. In my opinion, he's the guy that should have the ball in his hand because he's been playing outstanding. I'd like to see my ship sink with James Harden having the ball in his hand, particularly with Westbrook being out. But right now, in this situation, it's letting it hang out. And I know they brought Westbrook in to help James in these situations. We've seen what's happened in Game 7 situations before. But yes, there's going to be some whispers about obviously putting it on James Harden.
Yeah, Big Perk, look, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know James Harden's playoff past. So fair or unfair, if he loses this game tonight, there are going to be people who will talk about him. Is that fair in your mind?
Well, Greeny, I think he should get some of the blame because they were up in this series and had a chance to close it out, and they had control of this series without Russell Westbrook. And I believe it was Game 4 that James Harden had a horrible fourth quarter. So, yes, he will get the blame with his pass. But with that being said, Russell Westbrook is got to get some of the blame. He was very careless with the ball, but him being out and only his second game back, I can understand that, but he has to get some blame. But the person that everyone is ignoring is the GM, Daryl Morey. He's going to be under fire also. It's not just Mike D'Antoni. Daryl Morey is going to get some of this blame. You trade away Clint Capella to go extra small, and you said that you're about to shake up the world and do something that no team has never done, and that's win an NBA championship without a center. So if you lose in the first round to a feisty Oklahoma City team, and you got 2 MVPs, former MVPs that are still in their prime, the pressure, the heat is not going to just be on James Harden and Russell Westbrook and Mike D'Antoni. Daryl Morey should be getting a lot of pressure on him also.
I think that's fair. I think tonight could be a referendum on small ball as we know it going forward, so there's a lot at stake there. Meanwhile, there's something else I want you guys to react to. This got a lot of attention yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo After Jimmy Butler went off for 40 in Game 1 of the series between Milwaukee and Miami, Giannis was asked about why he didn't switch over and start guarding Jimmy Butler. Here's what Giannis said.
Did you ask Bud to take Jimmy late?
To guard him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Why would you ask that?
Is that something you want to do going forward?
No, I'll do whatever coach tells me to do.
Big Perk, he says he didn't really give that a whole lot of thought. Should he have?
What? Are you kidding me? Look, man. Listen, man. You are the defensive player of the year. You're the person that everyone talks about. All record-breaking numbers on the defensive side. Giannis guards 1 through 5. I haven't seen Giannis guard anybody. This has been his history all this season. When the best player gets going, I haven't seen Giannis take on ownership. And for me, Greeny, you could call me a basketball groupie because I played with nothing but greats. I played with nothing but greats. And I've been in the series with Kevin Garnett. We were facing LeBron James, and LeBron James got it going, and KG went in there and said, nah, Doc, nah, Tibbs, we ain't doing this. I'm guarding him. He was the defensive player that year. When you're the defensive player, when you're the star on your team, you take ownership. Giannis didn't have it going offensively, so that's the least he could have done was guarded Jimmy Butler. I tell you what, if it was the other way around and Jimmy Butler and Giannis had it going and Jimmy Butler needed to guard Giannis, I bet you Jimmy Butler would have told Eric Spoelstra, I got this.
I got him.
What do you think, Vince?
I agree with that. That's what I said. I said that is a coach's dream. Yes, Giannis is the defensive player of the year, but when you walk into the huddle and you know you need a defensive stop, you want your defensive player to say, "Oh no, it's nothing to talk about. I got him. Let me put that fire out." Yes, Wesley Matthews is one of their defensive stoppers, but at the end of the day, the trophy and the award for defensive player of the year is at Giannis's house or in his hotel room. So you expect him to go out there and lock down, whether it's one play or throughout the stretch to kind of put the fire out. That's what you do. You put your best defensive player on the hottest or the best player on the court at that time.
We'll see what winds up happening as that series continues
Grady.
tonight. Well, yeah, go ahead, Park.
Wait, one thought. Hey, also to add to that, VC, did y'all watch the game last night? Did y'all see what Donovan Mitchell did last night?
Absolutely.
He didn't have it going offensively. He took on ownership. He said, I'm gonna guard Jamal Murray, and he did a hell of a job doing it. That's what your superstar is supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And not only did he do that, he picked him up full court. Not met him in half court. He picked him up full court and did a great job.
Let's see if Giannis does it, guys. That's an excellent point, and we'll see if it happens tonight. The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN. You'll see it, 6:30 Eastern. Giannis and the Bucks. Will he guard Jimmy Butler of the Heat? And that's followed by Game 7, critical for James Harden and the Rockets against CP3. Coverage tips off tonight, 6 Eastern, with NBA Countdown on ESPN and the ESPN app. All right, back to the NFL. We are 8 days away from the start of the NFL season. We're going to preview each division for you, and we'll start with the AFC East. So New England has ruled this division, as we know, for 2 decades. But now no longer any more Tom Brady. Odds makers in Vegas have Buffalo as the favorite to win the division with the Patriots right behind them. So that's what they think. Here's what I think. Since starting last...